Welcome into the Paul Farrington Show. It's a tough look when I'm in this.
Yeah, you rock that green.
Looking good,
you really
Paul.
do.
Man,
You rock that green and gold. You really do.
I guess it goes with the eyes a little bit. Like that's the one perk we get out of this. Ziggy and Jack can attest to this. This isn't just an act. Like I walked over to get this jersey and I went like, what the hell am I doing here? Sat down, went, oh, this just sucks. Ziggy started chuckling to himself. He finds this hysterical. I'm like, truly, I know it's just a sports team, but I don't like wearing these colors. It's something about it drives me up a wall. So thank you to everybody who subscribed. Again, part of us getting to 50 members was we were going to do a merch giveaway, 1, and 2, I was going to wear the Jordan Love jersey again, which I'm sure will make another appearance during the NFL season. So thanks to everyone. We're up to 55 members now. Remember, you can always go and join on our homepage to become a member. That enters you into these merch giveaways. And maybe when we're feeling generous, we'll do another merch giveaway over the course of the summer. The link is in the description as well to get you over there to help become a member of the channel. We appreciate everybody who signed up. In just a few minutes, we're going to do our first merch giveaway, the first one we've done in, I think, quite a while. You can go over to Paul Farrington.
One lucky member.
Yeah, to one lucky member, paulfarringtonshow.com. You could take a look at anything on in the store. We're going to add stuff as well over the summer. Pretty cheap prices too, actually, over at paulfarringtonshow.com. The shirts are of high quality and affordable value to people. Please remember
they're cheap prices, but they're expensive enough that you want to win the merch giveaway.
Yeah,
Is that right?
About 100 members, we all paint our faces green and gold.
I mean, it depends.
Absolutely not.
We'll work something in for the 100 member giveaway. Again, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Of course, you can catch us on audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere where you listen to podcasts. You can find these episodes of the Paul Farrington Show. So, let's get into it here. Ziggy has the generator in front of him. He's going to be the one finding out who wins the merch giveaway. And again, whoever wins, go ahead on the Paul Farrington Show website, pick anything you want. If you even have an idea, like I know a couple people have been really big on the Jordan Love cutoff tee, the I Heart Love. So if you have something that you really want, maybe we could even make a shirt. Let us know. Ziggy, without further ado, let us know who's the winner of the merch.
Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please.
So I've got the random generator in front of me. I am going to click generate. A name will pop up and it will be read. It could be any member.
Long drum roll.
So I'm going to click, and the winner is Chaos Cran.
Chaos
Hey, round of applause.
All right, Chaos Cran is the winner of the merch giveaway for all men. I'm okay with this. I really appreciate everybody who's become a member. We're at 55. Let's do one more too. For anyone who didn't win,
can we afford
redemption right now? We can.
I don't know.
We can
Paul. After the big extension you gave me this off season, I am not sure that we're pushed right up against the cap.
We give Ziggy all our money.
All right, we'll do one more merch giveaway. People are clicking for the.
All right,
they're gonna be like, "Oh my god, can we just get to the questions?" All right, here we go. A second merch.
The winner is, wait for it, Matt Harris.
Hey.
All right. So there we go. Two winners.
Two first names. Matt Harris.
Chaos Cran.
Yeah, Chaos Cran. I had to double check to make sure I put that in right. I got Chaos Cran and Matt Harris. So reach out to us if that's you. Yeah. We'll get you your merch.
And we'll have plenty more giveaways for people as well. Thanks to everyone who's become a member over the past couple weeks.
Chaos Cran. It's like, what up, Marker? What up, Cran?
All right, here we go. Why don't we dive into the mailbag here? We got some mailbag questions from people. From Connie Weiss, who is a member. Between the quarterbacks in the NFC, who do y'all pick to have the most passing yards, passing touchdowns, or running, and the most interceptions? Thanks and love your show.
Ooh.
I mean, Jared Goff has had a lot of passing touchdowns. Like, quietly, has had a lot of passing touchdowns last year and a half over in Detroit.
Yes.
I'm ruling out Caleb. I'm ruling out McCarthy or Darnold. Love, they were similar last year. They were both a little bit over 30. I'm gonna go with Jared Goff I'm gonna go Jordan Love for
the figures. Of course you are.
Yeah, no. I was thinking about, but I think that Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery,
they'll hawk.
Yeah, the Lions get the ball inside the 5-yard line a lot.
And they give the ball to those guys.
I think they're gonna give the ball there a lot. So I'm gonna go Jordan Love for basically all of them.
I'm gonna go Dak for passing touchdowns.
Oh my gosh! I was thinking it was the NFC North. That's why I was assuming
it's the NFC total.
That's why I was like Goff and
no NFC.
Oh gosh! Yeah, I'll leave it at Love, I guess. All right, go ahead.
I mean, Love's not a bad answer.
Yeah, Dak would be in it for sure.
You're in the love jersey right now. I mean, you got to keep. You love. It's also June.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna go Dak for passing touchdowns. I'm gonna go Geno for picks. No, I'm gonna go Caleb Williams for picks. And then what was the other one?
Passing yards.
Ooh, passing yards. I'm gonna go Matthew Stafford for passing yards, Dak for passing touchdowns, and Caleb for picks.
So yards, I'm gonna go for. Let's see, who do I want? I'm gonna take Brock Purdy for yards, Jalen Hurts for total touchdowns because he's gonna add in a fair number of those 1 yard. Like tush push, QB sneak touchdowns in addition to passing touchdowns.
That's a great pick. If you
most interceptions, I'm sticking with Caleb Williams. I think Jack's right. Rookie starting day one, bit of a gambler, bit of a risk taker, could be an adjustment period. That leads to picks.
If you were just passing touchdowns, Ziggy, do you have someone who pops up into mind immediately?
Just passing touchdowns, I'm going Dak.
Just Dak. Okay.
The Cowboys don't have a run game, and they are going to have a great offense, which means there's going to be a lot of passing touchdowns.
Yeah, if I would go passing yards Dak, and I'd probably go touchdowns. Dak.
I mean, Dak they just launched the ball. The Cowboys.
Yeah. So sorry for the misunderstanding there at the start of that. All right, from Sully 9332, he says, if you could choose where an international game would be played, what country and city would you choose and why? Thanks for allowing us to be part of your amazing show. And Sully's a member. Thank you, Sully. That's very nice of you. International game. What country and city would I choose and why? I'm not going to choose anywhere in England because we've been all over the place there. I'm going to go with Rome. I would like to play in Rome at, I went there for a few weeks when I studied abroad. It was awesome. In the Coliseum would be my first choice, but since that is not an option, we'll go with where FC Roma plays. I think that would be really cool.
Does the Cayman Islands count?
Sure. Do they have a stadium? Probably not.
The local high school stadium, maybe. I'm gonna say like
Japan,
Toronto, or Montreal, because I can just drive and watch the game.
Okay, that's the most boring answer I've ever heard in my life. How about you, Ziggy?
Okay, I'm going McMurdo Station, Antarctica. If you thought the Ice Bowl was bad, imagine these guys going out playing a game of football in the middle of Antarctica. You can't tell me that wouldn't be sick.
I mean, a lot of people would tune in for that game. That would be amazing.
I'll go Cayman Islands. I'll go with the Cayman Islands. It's a favorite place in the world. I go watch a football game there.
So we got Italy, tropical, and then absolutely freezing conditions for you guys. From Chris Kramer, he says, with the NFC North becoming one of the most contentious divisions in football for probably the next 5 years or so, which team do you think, not feel, will emerge as the perennial representative of the North? I feel like
this is a Packers fan who just wants us to say
I feel like he's pandering here a little bit.
He is.
It has to be Green Bay, right? Because I think Detroit for the next year or two is going to be really good, but I could see that, slowly kind of tapering off. And then the Vikings are in a tough spot. But they could be good in a couple of years. And then the Bears, I think, are going to take... Like, the Bears are kind of sneaky. It could be the Bears, but because of the Bears, it probably won't. So, yeah, I would say the Packers if I had to say who I think.
Yeah, I'd say the Packers, too.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
From Midwest...
We know why this was asked.
Yeah, we know why that was asked. From Midwest... we hope you're happy, and you probably are, Chris. From Midwest Mountain Man. A member. Thank you, Midwest Mountain Man. He says, the salary cap is cited as being one of the key reasons for the parity in the NFL. Since the cap was implemented in 1994, 15 unique NFL teams have won the Super Bowl. During that same period, the MLB, which is cap-free, has seen 16 unique teams win the World Series. So is the cap as important to parity as its proponents claim it is? Does the cap mask other reasons for the rapid rise and fall of franchises, such as the high rate of NFL player turnover and counter schemes being discovered? Or does baseball have unique attributes that allow for a similar distribution of champions despite having a cap? It's a pretty interesting question.
So, yeah, I think the way to look at parity isn't just how many teams win the Super Bowl or how many teams win the World Series, it's which teams. So if you look at the most World Series wins since 1994, top 5, you get Yankees, Red Sox, Giants, Astros, and Cardinals. So with the exception of the Cardinals there, those are all teams with some of the most money in the sport that dominate the media market, right? They're the big dogs. You look at the NFL, it's the Patriots, Chiefs, Broncos, Buccaneers, and then there's a big tie, but the Packers, Rams, Ravens, and Giants are there. So some of those are teams of big media, right? Obviously, you got the Patriots, you've got the the Giants, but there's also a lot of teams without the big media markets, the Packers, the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Buccaneers. So it's once you get your star players, right? You get the elite quarterback, you can build a dynasty. The thing that's different about the NFL, and this is because of the salary cap, whether you're in a big market or a small market, you can keep your players and compete once you sort of get the right requisite luck. And it's not the same in baseball. It's not the same in the NBA. And that's one of the things I love about the sport. Like, was there any question that Patrick Mahomes would leave the Chiefs?
No.
Absolutely not.
It's, I did a quick little dive on this. And while the amount of champions is kind of similar across the sports, I found it interesting, of the World Series champions over the past 29 years, 26 of them were in the top half of the MLB in payroll. And the 03 Marlins were the only team that didn't finish the year in the top half of the league in payroll. The Astros in 2017 traded for Justin Verlander. And then the Royals, I believe it was, in 2015 traded for Johnny Cueto and Ben Zobrist, pushing them into the top half of payroll as well. So yeah, it's even though you're seeing some different champions, it's always the teams that can afford it in baseball who are winning. While in the NFL, you see teams like the Chiefs having a dynasty.
I think in baseball, it's not having cheap ownership.
Well, you're a Pirates fan.
Yeah, like a small market fan and myself, you can succeed as a small market team. We've seen it. But a lot of these teams choose not to and keep the money for themselves. I'm dead serious.
No.
Look at the freaking Orioles. Small market, you keep their draft picks, they're great. Kansas City, Milwaukee's been good for quite some time. Like since the Padres traded for Manny Machado, they've kept Fernando Tatis. Like these are small market clubs, and you have teams like the Pirates. It can rattle off countless players who buy. It's like a cycle. Like trade a good player. Get some high draft pick, draft good prospects, develop them, trade them. I mean, you can succeed as a small market team, but it's a matter of cheap ownership versus non-cheap ownership.
That's the benefit of a cap and floor, right? Is in the NFL, you don't have an option to be a cheap owner. Over a 5-year span, you have to spend at least 95% of the cap. You can't choose to just cheap out like you can in the MLB.
Yeah.
So the next question here from James Library. Thank you, James. He says, hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. We're getting that time of year when we're heading into training camp. Start hearing the overly positive beat reporters because, of course, they're not going to come out and straight up say their team sucks. Otherwise, no one will read their pieces. All that said, is there a year where you bought into the hype too much only to have your favorite team just destroy your hopes and dreams? I mean, dude, I'm a Viking. I'm a Vikings fan. Yeah. Keep up the amazing work. Absolutely love everything you guys are doing. Thank you very much, James. Is there a particular year that stands out? Probably 2010, after we went to the NFC Championship game. I remember an article came out that said the Vikings, got their foot in the door last year. Now it's time to bust it down. And we just 2010 was a disaster season.
For me, it was probably the year, I believe it was 2017, somewhere around there, where I believe the Steelers were the best team in the NFL and hosted the Jags in the divisional round as a 14-point favorite. And got murdered at home by Jacksonville, and it didn't even get a chance to play New England in the championship game. So it's probably that season.
Yeah, it's you're always going to have these positive reports coming out, and it's easy to buy in. That's the great thing about football. That's why it's so fun right now. Is everyone thinks they can win the Super Bowl, but you're bound to have a couple. Do you have one, Ziggy? Before we next question,
it's not my team, but I will say I totally bought into the AFC West hype in 2022.
Yeah, yep.
I thought the Broncos and the Raiders were both going to be really good teams, and then they both just sucked. Like people were talking. I think I said this on a radio show, or maybe even on the air before the season. Like this division could have 4 teams make the playoffs. And instead, they had the Chargers squeak in, and the Broncos and Raiders were terrible. I totally got suckered.
It's easy. It's easy to. Football has that effect. Keith Moon, who's also a member. Thank you, Keith. He says, hello, guys. Looking forward to your Pick'em League this year. Can't wait to show you and the rest of your members how it's done. If you guys could call your team's GM or head coach and get them to make one realistic change to your team, what would it be? For me, at this point, it would be to call Matt LaFleur and tell him to not be afraid to elevate Jordan Reed to wide receiver 1. I think Jaden Reed, I'm assuming. If he keeps his rookie season pace up. I like all our guys for different reasons, but to me, he's the most complete package early. He broke all sorts of rookie Packers single season records while being part of, famously on this channel, a deep young receiver core.
We said that. How many times have you said that? or we've said that collectively.
What, that they're deep?
Deep-
I mean, they are. They are.
No, I mean, yeah,
they are.
we're just telling the truth. We're telling like it is. Probably not have Justin Fields return kickoffs this year.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen.
yeah, it's not going to happen.
I'm hearing rumors.
One realistic change that I can make, if I called the Vikings, I would probably say, is there one big change? I mean, I'm kind of happy with the state of the franchise right now, honestly.
I've got to change.
No, I mean,
boundaries.
I'm joking. Yeah, I'm joking.
What are you thinking, Ziggy?
When you are one of the worst teams in the NFL when blitzing, don't blitz on 60% of your plays, Brian Flores.
Yeah, fair enough. I also would probably yell at them and say, like, hey, for the love of God, can we, I know the offensive line has been really good, but I would say, like, let's just pay attention to Garrett Bradbury, particularly this year. If there's any other option, like he rebounded more last season, but
I mean, mine would be the Steelers. Please no handouts on 3rd and 10 anymore.
Yeah, that was horrible for you guys. They actually listened to us last year when we were yelling at the offensive line. They went and got Reisner eventually, so at least they brought him back. From Matt Niels, Matt says, "Why do you think more teams aren't doing what the Chiefs did with Mahomes, giving long-term contracts to superstar quarterbacks? Obviously, 10 years is a long time, but even 6 to 8 year contracts have a great impact on teams if they have a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson." I mean, the easy answer to this is that most quarterbacks are not going to take, most quarterbacks will not take that 10-year deal, because look at where Patrick Mahomes' value is right now compared to the rest of the, he's $45 million a year. And if Patrick, he could go for $65 million right now.
Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes, he signed that deal in 2020, right? So say he signs a standard 4-year quarterback deal, he would have been up for an extension or a free agent this year. What would Mahomes be getting with Trevor Lawrence getting $55 million, Jared Goff getting $53 million? Whatever Mahomes' number was, it could have began with a 6. Mm-hmm. If he wanted, maybe it even could have began with a 7. Like, the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to let Patrick Mahomes walk, basically, no matter what he asks for, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the 10-year deal, as you say, it's great for the franchise if it works out. Even if it kind of doesn't work out, it's not so bad because you can just let them go. The fully guaranteed money on Patrick Mahomes' contract was $63 million, which was the same as Matt Stafford's 4-year deal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the reason, is players are very rarely going to take a deal like this. And even at the time, it was very obvious this was an incredibly team-friendly contract.
All right, we got a few more here. From Preg Sheeran 602, he says, if the Vikings did trade Justin Jefferson instead of extending him, do you think they would have a chance next year? Or do you think the Vikings' future is built around him? I mean, if they traded Jefferson, depending on the haul, I think it would probably be a relatively similar season this year. Now, if JJ McCarthy's awesome, I do think that would, or Sam Darnold, I think that Jefferson elevates our ceiling. But given that I expect just kind of mediocre QB play, I think it's fairly similar. He is a huge building block, but obviously quarterback is the one that it all starts and ends with quarterback. So I can't really say that we'd have a chance in this season with or without Justin, because I just don't trust the quarterback yet. But let's pretend one of them's good, then yeah, I think he certainly helps us to be more competitive.
Yeah, quarterback that pans out even decently, whether it's Darnold or McCarthy. I think having JJ there is a huge difference.
Yeah, the better the quarterback gets, the more important I think Jefferson is to us moving up a level.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Ziggy, for the most part?
Yeah, but I think without Justin Jefferson, we'll never have a chance. So it's a good thing we kept him.
Yeah, it is a good thing. From Tony Ball, who is a member, he says, 2 things that I'd like your guys' perspective on. One, from the news reports, it appears that Jordan Love may get a 5-year contract extension for $300 million and would reset the QB market. So that'd be $60 million a year. That would mean Green Bay has Love for at least 6 more years, and the real APY will be $51.38 million, depending on the guaranteed money. If there's any Green Bay out clause and Love's anticipated progression, I think this extension will be a bargain the second it's signed. Do you think the deal is too much, too little, or just right based on Love's career to date? We've said multiple times, I think $55 million is the number to expect with Jordan Love. That matches with Trevor Lawrence. That puts him right there at the top of the quarterback market. I don't think it needs to go to 60. If that's what they give him, I wouldn't complain if I were a Packer fan, because most people believe in him at this point. So I don't think people are going to throw their arms up in the air and say, what the hell are we doing if it's 60 instead of 55? But my guess is that 55 is the number, and I think that is the right number.
I'd probably agree. I'd probably say between 50 and 55.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if he goes up to 60.
I would be too.
But yeah.
And then second part from Tony, he says, the Packers just named Ed Policy as its CEO, taking over from Mark Murphy in 2025. He's been in the front office for 12 years, 7 as COO. Also the son of Carmen Policy. Do you think that this transition will benefit or hurt the organization? I think it'll kind of be, he's been with them so long, like Policy knows how things work in Green Bay. I think it's just going to be status quo. If I had to put money on it, I'm also not going to lie, not too involved in the,
not too familiar.
I'll say this much. The Packers are a very unique franchise among the NFL, so I think it's good they're bringing someone in who's been there a while. And in particular, I was really impressed. I don't know if you remember, Paul, of what he did with Titletown near Lambeau Field.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Like, that was his thing. He was the one who decided we need to do this.
Marketing
he spearheaded development. He got all the legal stuff in order. He was a lawyer for them for a number of years before making it to COO. But, like, it's the guy who recognizes they need something like Titletown and gets it done is a person who can lead the franchise. I'm confident it's going to go well.
Yeah, I think that's fair expectation. From Zach Fright, he says, I think it's Fright or Freight. In a fantasy draft of the whole league and quarterbacks can't be taken until round 4, who are your first 3 picks? You can either do your next 3 people.
Zach, Paul, it says in the thing how it's pronounced. Dude.
Oh, he said at the end, Freet. I'm sorry, Zach Freet. This is from Zach Freet. He says you could do a snake draft if you want, whatever. He goes, I know I'm not a member, but I'll become one when we're closer to the season. Go Pack Go, green and gold till I'm dead and cold. Nice. That's really funny. The pronunciation. Zach Freet. There you go. I'm sorry, Zach. Well, Jack, I know would take Sauce Gardner. Then he would take probably Patrick Surtain.
You know, I'd go Sauce, then I go TJ Watt. Then I go Micah Parsons. I just go defense.
How about you, Ziggy? 3 guys, top 3.
Then I go Mahomes at 4.
In the 4th round.
Give me Parsons.
Top 4 picks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me Parsons. Give me Jefferson. And, give me Laramie Tunsil. F it. Dude can play.
Laramie Tunsil. I was wondering if you were going to go lineman.
A big lineman. Like, you can't complain about that.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue.
Go with, I think I'm also on the defensive side of things. I would go probably Micah, Sauce, and I might be with you, Jack. I might go Watt in there. No, Miles Garrett. Watt's
better than Garrett.
I mean, they're also close, but yeah, I want one of those great edge rushers. Ziggy's rolling his eyes here. I think do I have to say JJ is a Viking fan? I mean, maybe I should. Maybe I take JJ.
If you're not, you're delusional. He's the highest paid.
That's like me not taking.
No. I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing. I have no problem.
That's like me with AB.
Tyler JL22 says, position you guys would play if you made it to the NFL. Can't say kicker or punter.
Oh, I'd be a kick returner. I'd be the fastest guy in the field.
Kick returner?
Yeah, I'd be a kick returner.
You slot wide receiver? Like a
maybe.
Gap back? Maybe.
No, I'd get murdered in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Kick returner.
Is this what position?
That's exactly what the kick returner is.
They wouldn't catch me. I'd just sprint on the sideline. I'd have blockers. I'd be the fastest one out.
What do you say, Ziggy? Corner?
Is this what position you want to play or what position you'd actually play?
No, I'd be a kick returner.
No, what would you want to play if you made it to the NFL?
I'd want to be a lockdown corner. Right? One of those guys that take away half the field, you can't get past them.
Oh, I want to be a quarterback. I want the ball.
You can't pick quarterback.
Oh, wait, did you say?
He says in the question.
Oh, he said can't.
Paul, you're not reading the questions. This is unbelievable.
Can't say kicker or punter or QB. Well, I want to play cornerback. Otherwise, receiver. I think receivers. Awesome.
Let me answer this next one because then Jack's got a dip.
Yeah, we got 3 questions. We're there. Mercury Road, a member, says a recent controversy erupted when it was suggested that professional athletes in one sport could play in another. After watching some WNBA games this year, it's clear the Chicago Sky have more physical style of play than the Chicago Bears that they're sorely lacking. So my question is this: would the starting 5 of the Chicago Sky have 10 more sacks than the Bears' current D-line, or would it be much more? Some good Packer Bears banter is always a little fun. I like riling up those fan bases.
Oh, the Chicago Sky starting 5 would get into that backfield all day.
Yeah, if you take out Montez Sweat, the Sky's defense. All right, 2 more here. Butt Pounder 420 says, has there ever been a more weight-bearing comma than the one in Skip Bayless's all-in comma my ass tweet?
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that comma has a lot of weight on its shoulders.
Yeah, I can't think of one bigger than that.
Final question from Go Pecco Infinity. If you were to bring back one legend, who would it be for your respective teams? Vikings or Steelers? any legend from the past. Personally, I'd get Dante Culpepper and Troy Polamalu.
I'd get Antonio Brown.
I mean, he was amazing
Yeah, I get it.
in that stretch. I guess if we're talking current team, I'd want a cornerback, quarterback for the Vikings. So I would probably Culpepper's not bad. I mean, far from 09 is probably who I would add. If I could have one season, that Favre season was spectacular. But I guess Fran Tarkington would be up there too. I take Favre from 09 though. Jeez. And imagine pairing Randy Moss with Justin Jefferson. Holy crap.
Yeah, no, I couldn't.
But yeah, for this team, give me the 09 version of Brett Favre. How about you, Ziggy?
Easy answer, Alan Page.
Yeah, the best defensive player ever.
I get that quarterback is an important position and all of that, but like when we're not picking a Hall of Fame quarterback, we're picking a pretty good quarterback or a really good quarterback for the Vikings. Alan Page is the best to ever play football, just about.
Yeah,
he's on my team.
Good pick, but we need a quarterback now. Okay, and Mazike6 says, producer Zach, he would take Flipper, the real life dolphin. That used to be their mascot. All right, thanks for everyone who listened to the mailbag this episode. Remember, whenever we put out these mailbag questions, you could drop any questions or comments in the community page on YouTube. We'll have more merch giveaways. Congratulations again to our winners. Who do we have, Ziggy? It was Matt Harris and Chaos Cran, our two winners of the merch giveaway. Just go over to the show page and message us or DM us. You could just DM us on Instagram too. That works. Let us know that you won or put in the comment section, whatever. We'll find it. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you next time.